All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to our morning note. It is Thursday, August 5th, 2021. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much for joining me. G.A.R Capital FX.com is the website. Welcome to the YouTube channel. Before we continue, make sure to click bottom right-hand corner of your screen, a little white logo. Click on that. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos, turn on notifications so you get all the new stuff as it comes in. Appreciate the support. Let's go and talk about it. Dow futures up 61 points. NASDAQ futures up 24, excuse me. S&P futures up 9. Russell 2000 futures up 7. Crude oil is up 0.22%. We're going to talk about that here in a second. Gold futures are down 0.18% at 18.11 an ounce. 25.47 for silver futures. And euro dollar pretty much flat, 118.36. And dollar yen is up 11 pips, 109.58. 10-year treasury at 1.2% on the yield. 92.26 for the dollar index, pretty much flat. And the VIX is down 1.39% at 1771. Welcome aboard. Let's see. Chip, I got you with the questions. Let me just kind of go over a couple things. Good question on AMD. You know what? We'll start with that. Let's see. Sold 128 and the 106 expiring tomorrow. Thoughts? Yeah, you should be fine. That's pretty much a really, really good setup. So again, unless you're expecting some kind of big ass boost to 125 tomorrow, which could happen, but again, highly doubtful, you're pretty good. And 108 is a really good support. 107.16 is your 100-day on the 1 hour. So that's a really good strangle. Chip, you're going to make profit on that one. Good one. All right, let's talk about a couple things that came out while futures are up. Goldman's, remember yesterday I posted about Citibank. Citibank lowered their S&P targets due to inflation and all that stuff, right? Well, Goldman Sachs increased their S&P target 2021 end of year to 4,700. That's our target for the end of the year anyway, so thanks, Goldman. 4,700 is our target by the end of the year. Keep in mind, we're right near 40. We're at 4,400 now, so 300 more handles. And our 2022 target of 4,900 from 4,600. The combination of higher than expected earnings on the S&P 500 and lower than expected interest rates drive our upgraded price targets. I agree with that sentiment. I think they're also inputting that, the economy roars back, comes back to normal. I guess they're pretty much brushing aside any fears of Delta variant or COVID or lockdown. So I do agree with Goldman Sachs there that we still have more room to go. There was an interesting article in investing.com that I was reading last night before bed about a little bit of a dip, possible to 44,000, a correction, and then we're going to shoot up all the way to 4,800 to possibly 5,000. That's Elliott wave theory. I don't use that, but again, if you're interested in checking that out, feel free to take a look at it. G.A.R on G.A.R Capital on Twitter. Just got some news on Qualcomm. Qualcomm offers to buy Veoneer for $37 a share in cash. Let's take a look at Qualcomm. I have calls, and it's not doing anything for the stock. So there you go. I thought maybe that would push something a little bit. I forgot to talk about crypto. My bad here. Ethereum futures 26.28 down 2.69%, and Bitcoin futures at 38,075 down 4.43%. Again, we talked about it over and over. 44,000 is the level we want. Also, overnight news that the Biden administration is pushing more EV, electric vehicles, GM, Ford, Tesla, all the charging stations, something to watch for. More information on the Twitter. Feel free to take a look at that. Turn on notifications on Twitter so you don't miss any news. I talked about this yesterday. We have some NVIDIA 200 calls. I talked about that on the aftermarket recap. I told the members we're gonna get to 204 tomorrow. We're at 204.88. I was expecting 204 to 205, 205 on the high end. Looks like 205 will be there. Should open up for some green. It's been a very choppy week, so I can't say it has been the best week trading because it hasn't. But I mean, if we can get something going and maybe NVIDIA pushes, we'll get something here, and we'll be happy with that. And then move on to the next round, move on to the next trades, and look for new opportunities. So again, that Goldman Sachs report is pretty big. The Citi one was big too. Obviously, the Dow was down yesterday. I'm expecting a green day today, and then tomorrow all bets are off because tomorrow's non-farm payroll report at 8:30 in the morning. We'll see exactly what happens there. I'll go over it with you guys on the morning notes as always. So with that being said, I mean, S&P is right there at the 50-day moving average. I expect it to tap all-time highs today, if not break it. Again, just another, 19 handles to go. We should get a nice bounce across the board ahead of non-farm payroll report. Let's see what we get. There was some commentary on the non-farm payroll report. Excuse me, let me go ahead and look at that before we answer some questions. Non-farm payroll report, here we go. This is from Jonathan Farrell on Bloomberg. We think, this is a quote from Stan Chart's Englander. We think investors underestimate the likely impact of U.S. employment data to be released the 6th of August. The consensus is 875,000 jobs added. If hit, could stoke hawkish expectations despite being the consensus. So again, a lot on the line here on the non-farm payroll report. Let us see what we get. Okay, let's answer some questions here. Awesome, thanks Chip, appreciate it. Thoughts on Uber? I own some shares. Again, they're burning a lot of cash, guys. So you got to understand, as an investor, this is a very, very long-term view. So if you're looking to buy shares, 36 is a gap fill on the daily. I would not short here. Wait for the actual movement. A break of 40 would be nice, but buy some puts to fill that gap downside to 36. So if you're an investor and you're looking to see when is a good time to actually buy some shares, if not add some, 36 exactly would be the level. But again, they're burning a lot of cash. Obviously, lack of drivers due to COVID. So again, they've taken 5 steps forward, 10 steps back for Uber. It's been a tough one. But again, if you like the space, ride sharing, the future of autonomous vehicles, all that good stuff, then I would wait for 36 to hit. If it does, here I would not buy it. No. Right now it's at 40. If it breaks 40, then 36 could fill that gap pre-market. EV makers primed for a run. Yes, I do believe that Tesla does have a run in it. A little more. Again, 722 needs to be broken again. If that does, 760 is your next target and beyond. Spot has bottomed. Let's see. Spot has definitely taken a little bit of a hit here. Let's take a look at the daily on the bottom right hand. I'll go ahead and expand it. And you can see we're right at support at 211.11. So again, it could have bottomed here. But if you look at the 3-year chart, there definitely is a little more downside, possibly to 200, if not 196. I do not own Spotify anymore, but I use their app. If you're really into music and into streaming, I think Spotify is probably your best bet. But again, I think you can get a lot more value from an Apple, which actually does streaming as well and has done very well with their services. Hey, Carlos, thoughts on AMD and Apple for calls? AMD, I have calls already. Again, we've seen this kind of flags in the breakout. So again, I'm expecting 125 on AMD as my price target. And Apple is moving with E-mini futures. If a break of 44.23 comes, then 149 is coming for Apple. I have the 150s. We should be fine. But again, we need a bullish run. We need to break E-mini futures or break NASDAQ 15,135, whichever comes first, if not at the same time. Roblox bounce, level for a day trade. Let's take a look at Roblox together. Roblox is down pre-market, so it looks like it rejected that 82, 85 resistance. I wouldn't touch it here. I own shares. I like Roblox, but it looks like we'll probably just test that 200-day moving average around 78, 79, if not 78.50 on the 50. So that's where I'm looking at on Roblox. NVIDIA is pushing, which is nice. Give me a second. Let me let the guys know. Okay, so let's answer some questions. PayPal reversing here. Again, PayPal had their earnings, as you know. They are bouncing. Some of the students do have some PayPal calls. I believe they closed that PayPal call, the masterclass members, so they profited. Yes, right here, that 100-day moving average, that was the level I was looking for, 268.39. Again, for a bounce. There should be a little more room to the upside. Let's go ahead and see what more we can get out of this. A break of the 100-day moving average around 279.81. There is a gap to fill on the daily. Again, gaps don't always fill, but they fill usually around 80% of the time. Again, that's usually the case. Right around to 294.93 is your gap fill. Actually, no, excuse me, 296.66 is your gap fill. So a break of 279.81, we can start swinging some trades to 295. Peloton. Peloton, I love the bike. I just don't own the stock yet. I'm waiting for it to get to 80. If 80 does hit, I will buy more. I will buy shares. Peloton is fine, but again, right now it is bouncing. Looks like, again, more bad headlines from COVID. Peloton's going to move up. They're the stay-at-home stocks. Zoom, Moderna, Roku, Netflix, those kind of names, cloud, anything technology, Amazon, they're going to gain if we get a Delta variant wave or a lockdown. Peloton would be the biggest beneficiary. If everything gets back to normal, Peloton's going to start pulling back a little bit. I'll wait for 80. If 80 hits, I will buy. Am I bullish on IWM? IWM has been absolutely sideways. Obviously, with interest rates has had absolutely been slaughtered, meaning looking at the contracts, and you can see just a wide range here. If we're expecting interest rates to pop, then yes, but right now, no. So I would stay away from Russell and IWM. I have an alert at 227.05. If that breaks, we can have a conversation. Would you own gold long term? I do. I own gold coins. Gold is not meant for growth. It's meant for wealth preservation. So if you're a little more on the older side and you want to preserve your wealth, yes, gold is good for jewelry and collectibles. Would I own any gold miners? I used to, and I gained some profit on GOLD, which is Barrick Gold. I sold that, took profit. So right now, no, I would not be a bull on gold. Interest rates are too low, and it might continue to go down. Melly. Let's take a look at Melly. I think it's Mercantile Libre. Don't know much about this company, but they did report earnings. They are up pre-market, so let's take a look at the hourly. A little too expensive for my taste to signal, so I'm going to skip it. A break of 1651, then you can start moving up to 1800 and beyond. Would Hood pass $70 today? Robinhood just offered shares. You can see I can't really do much here, but they are down 6%, $6 pre-market. You could see they were at 70. So I actually had a question on that today regarding Robinhood that, oh, they offer more shares. They just had an IPO. Well, you got to keep in mind that AMC did the same when their stock was up. So did GME, and they continued. So again, I'm not against Robinhood here. Obviously, I would not buy any shares yet. I want to see their first earnings report. If you trade it, you trade at your own risk because it's really, really expensive because of the implied volatility. If NQ or ES breaks all-time highs, what would be your short-term price target? Thanks. Short-term price target would be 44.50 on ES, and then possibly 15,300, and then we should reject in September due to seasonality. And again, it tends to be one of the weaker months. So again, expect a nice pop, and then just some range action, a little bit of a drop in September. We'll get back on track in October and November. November being the strongest month for the S&P seasonally. Price target to buy AMD stocks. AMD, I own shares. I'm waiting for, again, you can see the daily. We're way above all the major moving averages. Let's go ahead and expand. Waiting for 107, right here, 16, that 100-day moving average. Add price for Penn. Penn just announced that they are buying out the sports app. I use that app consistently every day. I love the sports app. It's great. Again, continuing to fall here, but I would wait for right around 52.86. I've been buying on dips. I believe that once football season starts, a lot more people will be gambling. Not a lot going on right now. I don't know many people who gamble on the Olympics. Baseball, I guess, not much, but really football season and college football season is really the meat and potatoes for gambling. You're welcome. Thanks, man. You're welcome. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And I think I had one more question. All right, that's it. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join me. G.A.R Capital FX.com. We'll go ahead and leave it at that. We'll catch you guys tomorrow for the morning note. I'm going to check in with my guys and see how they're doing, and we'll go from there. Cheers, guys, and see you tomorrow for the non-farm payroll report. Bye, guys.